I could not be more proud of myself. My first day of volunteering happened to be the morning of my 20th birthday. No celebration could top the quiet triumph that pulls through me as I started a training module. Inside, I congratulated every version of myself that somehow got me here. I could have just shouted out my thanks to God for keeping me alive and for carrying me through. Over many, many years and many, many tears, I made it to the other side. Overcoming culminated as I entered the building and introduced myself. With this work, I pushed back. My supervisor gave me a tour of the building. Everything logical, operational, sensical. And then we reached the area where the kids play before their forensic interviews, before their counseling, before gentle questions about terrible things. My supervisor explained how they aim to keep the play area as fun and engaging as possible, while also discouraging associations that a child could make between their trauma and play. A play kitchen, train tracks, building blocks, and even a fish tank. A fish tank. Train tracks. When I was little, I peered into a similar fish tank, in a different building, and in a different state, but with the same fate. This was after the first assault at school when I was 4 years old. Even after the wave of discomfort that overwhelmed me, when my interviewer asked me to point out on a diagram where he touched me, I asked the ladies at the front desk if I could return to peer at the fish and play with the trains. I genuinely wanted to return. And in the following 16 years of healing, I have recognized that place as a beacon of goodness amidst the evil of which humans are capable. I did not return after the next assault when I was 6. It was New Year's Day at my best friend's house. Again, in the bathroom. Again, her dad. The betrayal that an adult responsible for my protection was the one to seek out my harm and inflict it himself was too much for my young brain. Terror and confusion were equally mixed, creating an impenetrable barrier between me and the clarity of my memories. The DNA evidence was lost, and with it, a solid case. Why do you keep asking me these questions? Nothing happened. Stop asking me these questions. I vehemently defended him when my distraught parents gingerly inquired, trying to make sense of it all. When I was 12, realization clicked into place. At that exact moment, I felt something snap inside of me, deep within my abdomen, with disgust withering my guts. I lived with PTSD for the next several years, and when I was 15, I put aside my fears of his retaliation and insisted upon an investigation. For my friend. I would return from school, be interviewed by Lisa from Child Protective Services, retreat, to fall apart, and then start on my homework. Uncertainty about my childhood best friend's safety is the only open wound I have left. The investigation closed, but I saw my abuser for the first time in 9 years, randomly, stuck in traffic, on the day of his interview with CPS. To see how fear contorted his face. It was a gift from God. And also the only justice I'll ever get here on earth. Since then, I've healed tremendously. I no longer have an instinctual fear of men. I'm not scared of intimacy, emotional or physical. My friendships and romantic relationships are healthy because I've sought out the ones that are right for me. My parents have been able to observe me pick myself out of the mire. I've overcome anorexia, severe body dysmorphia, chronic illness, PTSD, and nightmares, persistent depression, anxiety, and long-term relentless suicidal ideation. I am a powerhouse of good. I am proud of how I take care of myself and my friends. I do not fear the future. I seethe at injustice, especially against those who cannot protect themselves. I am excited for the rest of my life, something I could not even fathom just 2.5 years ago. To any survivors, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You have overcome your toughest days to this point, overcoming the weight of invisible pain. You have the strength to continue, even if you do not believe it. I say these things because I survived. I now thrive. My triumph arrived gradually and quietly, but at the same time with a ringing, roaring chorus of hallelujah. I look back at photos of my younger self, comparing them to now. Despite all the in-between, my goofy, gleaming, full-teeth grin has not changed. No one can take away my light.